List method using all, long view, tutorial 24. For those who want deeper insight into cohorts and how cohorts can be used to evaluate accountable healthcare, please read Riddles in Accountable Healthcare by Eran Bellin, available on Amazon, either in paperback or in Kindle. Until now, all the analysis definitions we have used in the time-to-outcome methods or in the list methods have been singularities. That is, we've looked for the earliest or the latest white count. We've never looked for all. In time-to-outcome, that's relatively straightforward. In time-to-outcome, you really want to have the time that has elapsed to a specific event, whether it's the first or the last, but it's a singularity. In list method, that too, often you need to get the first or the last white count, or echo. But sometimes you actually want to list all those results. So you don't want a singularity, you want all. The AD and the advanced method allows you to use all. However, when you use all, you have to be very careful. The default setup of Study Designer puts every observation in its own column. When it's a singularity, that's relatively straightforward. A singularity of creatinine is just one column for creatinine and one column for the creatinine's name. However, if you have multiplicities, if you have all, then if one patient has 100 creatinines, then everyone in the spreadsheet will have 100 columns. That rapidly explodes the size of the spreadsheet and is really not viable. So when you have a multiplicity, when you don't have a singularity, when you're using all, you have to move from what is called wide view, which is the default, to long view. And I'll show you that right now. Keep in mind that when you want to have the second or third or fourth creatinine, you're going to have to use all and then just count which one you want. But let's actually do this together. First, let's build an analysis definition. This time we're going to go to the analysis canvas directly instead of going through the triple button. I'm doing this on purpose. Sometimes when you're working on your computer, the triple button approach into analysis canvas doesn't give you enough real estate. If that happens, this is an alternative, and I'll show you right now. We're going to analysis canvas. I'm hovering over the user analysis, right-clicking, left-click on new. And now I'm going to choose to name this WBC all when in cohort duration. As you can see, the index line of the AD default is all, so we don't have to change that. Now I'm going to add a when in, WBC. It's going to be all here as well. The event definition is going to be a new event definition, but you've seen me do this before. WBC. Selection is going to be lab test. I'm going to right click on definition, add condition. The condition is going to be a lab test type, equals to, and I'm going to choose WBC. Enter. Update and close. Update and close. Because I want the white count to be during the hospital stay itself, of the hospital stay of the cohort, I'm going to choose cohort collection duration. We covered this in our last lecture. I'm going to update and close. And now I have WBC all when in cohort duration. I'll save it. See, the first line takes on the name. And I'm going to save and exit. And now I'm ready to leave the management pane. And I will go directly to Study Designer. You notice the AD appears here in the management pane. And I'm going to go directly to Study Designer. As I did before, I pick my drop downs. male, female. The method is going to be a list method. I'm going to have all white counts. Once again, you see I've been populated by a lot of my demographics. Here are all the D's again. I'm going to get rid of all of them now just so you can see me do this quickly. All the demographics I'm removing. They move back to the available attributes. I go to my group. I'm going to get rid of my date time just so I won't have a problem with the HIPAA issues. I notice that I have the groups, disposition, and ICD-9 code. Demographics, I don't have any. Outcomes, I haven't defined an outcome event yet. I'm about to do just that. I'm going to advance, the advanced method. I've chosen the cohort duration. I've chosen the white count, all. I'll bring it over to test value. And now, instead of maintaining in wide view, which would have a separate column for each white count, I'm going to put this in long view. That means each patient's white count is going to have its own row. We're going to repeat the patient's medical record number each time for each white count he has. But as a result, we won't grow the width of the spreadsheet. And now I'm going to run the method. You should always try to limit the number of attribute fields you bring in. The more you bring in, the more work it is. And what you now find is you find the white counts, all the white counts, and if you look, which I'm not going to show you, the patient pointer, which is in a one-to-one relationship to patient ID, but is not the patient ID, you will see that some of these patient IDs are repeated more than once because the patient has more than one white count. So this is how you create a spreadsheet with all. Just remember to always choose long view when you're using all.